In the shadowy world of motorcycle gangs, few names spark as much fear and intrigue as Dayne Brajkovich. Once a powerful figure in the notorious Hells Angels, Brajkovich's reign was marked by violence and chaos. But what happens when the tables turn and the predator becomes the prey? How did Brajkovich, once feared as a Hells Angel enforcer, end up the target of a brutal attack? What led to the violent confrontation, and who was behind the assault? Join us as we uncover the shocking details of Dayne Brajkovich's most dangerous encounter yet, and see how the way police took swift action to handle the situation. Body of the script. In December 2023, all hell broke loose at a Ministry of Sound concert in Perth, Australia. Dayne Brajkovich, a former Hells Angels Sergeant-at-Arms, found himself at the center of a violent attack at Kings Park and Botanic Gardens during the concert. This time, however, it was Brajkovich on the receiving end of the violence. The clash unfolded at 9:50 p.m. as concertgoers were exiting the venue. But before we dive into the chaos of that night, let's rewind and take a closer look at Dayne Brajkovich's tumultuous life, a man whose story could easily be mistaken for a crime thriller. Brajkovich is known across Australia not just for his notorious affiliations, but also for his striking body art, which has earned him the title of the country's most tattooed biker. His tattoos, which tell the story of his life, passions, and deep connections to motorcycle clubs, have made him an infamous figure. His ink became so well known that it played a pivotal role in Western Australia's crackdown on motorcycle gangs. Law enforcement specifically targeted him as they pushed for controversial legislation to ban the public display of gang-related symbols. Brajkovich's descent into the criminal world began in his early years as a boxer, where he gained attention after a knockout victory over Nick Cara. However, his life veered into darker territory when drug charges led to a 2-year prison sentence for selling ecstasy in 2009. Even after surviving a gunshot wound that left a bullet lodged in his leg, Brajkovich kept silent, refusing to cooperate with law enforcement. Acknowledging his past steroid use, Brajkovich transformed into a heavily tattooed, muscular enforcer, a figure of intimidation within the biker community. His aggressive nature and violent tendencies made headlines again in 2020, when he was fined $800 for a public altercation with Rebels gang boss Nick Martin. Just 2 weeks later, Martin was fatally shot, intensifying Brajkovich's notoriety. In March 2021, things took another violent turn when Brajkovich became the target of retaliation from former friend and Rebels biker Jason Kemp. Kemp fired 6 bullets into Brajkovich's car while his wife and a 9-year-old daughter were inside. Yet, Brajkovich's resilience shone through, as he successfully challenged the anti-insignia laws in Western Australia in 2022. In 2023, Brajkovich made headlines once again after being expelled from the Hells Angels following a violent clash with senior members of the club. However, this wasn't the only controversy surrounding him. Brajkovich also attracted media attention after a financial scandal at the Perth Mint was revealed. In June 2022, he used a debit card to acquire $27,000 worth of gold, triggering scrutiny of the Mint's financial protocols. But it was the violent attack in December 2023 that marked a turning point for Brajkovich, shifting the narrative from feared enforcer to a man on the receiving end of violence. As the LUA police moved in to take action, the question remained, would Dayne Brajkovich emerge from this unscathed, or was this the beginning of the end for the once dominant figure in the biker world? Stay tuned as we continue to follow Brajkovich's dangerous journey, where every twist and turn promises to reveal more about the high-stakes world of outlaw motorcycle clubs and the law enforcement determined to bring them down. Consequently, he faced a prohibition on future gold purchases from the Mint. Dayne made headlines again when he attempted to sell his Hells Angels items on Gumtree, going against the club's rules. His colorful life as a Western Australian biker continues to unfold, with each chapter bringing new twists and turns. The ATTACKP. Now, Brajkovich, 44 years old, became the target of a brutal stabbing, leaving him with a severe laceration on his neck. The altercation stemmed from a confrontation with other men outside the concert venue, escalating into a violent clash. Witnesses described the scene vividly, noting Brajkovich's distress as he clutched his throat in shock. Emergency responders, including police and paramedics, rushed to the scene on Loverkin Drive. Brajkovich was swiftly taken to Royal Perth Hospital for emergency surgery. The severity of the situation attracted the attention of gang crime detectives, Perth detectives, and state security officers, who remained at the scene late into the night. The incident was so intense that a police helicopter circled above Kings Park, underscoring the seriousness of the situation. Eyewitnesses leaving the concert recounted a chaotic scene involving at least 6 individuals engaged in a brawl. The standers rushed to Dayne Brajkovich, who displayed a serious laceration on the left side of his neck. During the struggle, Brajkovich also suffered an injury to one of his fingers while attempting to defend himself. His wife, Jacinta Hill, witnessed the horrifying events unfold. Later, witnesses confirmed that Brajkovich's throat wasn't just stabbed, it was slit from behind, adding a disturbing layer to the already brutal narrative. In a recent press conference, Detective Senior Sergeant Anthony Thompson from the Gang Crime Squad shed light on this concerning incident that took place. He indicated that the event was likely a targeted attack, possibly driven by retaliation. The incident involved individuals associated with the Hells Angels Motorcycle Club and a former member. Detective Thompson stressed that such violent acts won't be tolerated and will face serious consequences. He also warned outlaw motorcycle clubs against perpetrating violence, stating that law enforcement would take lawful measures to protect the public. But this shocking incident has left many questions unanswered. Why was Brajkovich targeted in such a violent manner? Was this attack really a result of internal conflicts within the Hells Angels Motorcycle Club, as suggested by gang crime detectives? What repercussions will this incident have on Brajkovich's reputation and his connections within the criminal underworld? C. Moreover, what steps will law enforcement take to ensure the safety of the public, particularly during large events like concerts? Will there be increased security measures put in place to prevent similar incidents in the future? The attack on Brajkovich, once a menacing and notorious figure within the biker community, highlighted the dangers inherent in such a lifestyle. Despite his notorious past, Brajkovich's vulnerability in the face of such a brutal assault humanized him in the eyes of many, sparking debates about justice, retribution, and the cycle of violence within the criminal underworld. The police and detectives appeal to the public for any photographic or video evidence of the incident or those involved, or they are even looking for someone who might have seen what happened to come forward. Witnesses reported seeing a group of around 6 individuals fleeing the scene on motorcycles, leaving behind chaos and fear in Kings Park. The police believe that if it hadn't been for the quick actions of a doctor, things could have turned out far worse. However, authorities have yet to confirm whether the attack was an attempted murder and have provided few details about the weapon used, other than that it was a small, sharp object. The day after the assault, images of Dayne Brajkovich emerged. He was seen leaving the hospital with his wife, visibly bandaged but on the mend. When questioned about the attack, Brajkovich remained tight-lipped, offering only, "I asked for it, and I got it. That's the game." He seemed taken aback by the violence, admitting that he initially thought he'd been stabbed in a far more critical area, but the injury turned out to be less severe than he had feared. He said little else about the incident. In the wake of the attack, Western Australian police swiftly took action. They conducted overnight raids across various properties in the Perth metropolitan area, with multiple specialized units joining forces, including the Gang Crime Squad, the Rapid Apprehension Squad, the Drug and Firearms Squad, the Regional Operations Group, and the Tactical Response Group. These coordinated efforts led to the seizure of 3 motorcycles and the arrest of 5 individuals. One person was charged with drug and firearm-related offenses. A significant arrest occurred on December 9th at around 5:20 p.m. when officers raided a house and apprehended a 46-year-old man with ties to the Hells Angels. During the search, police discovered a loaded gun hidden in a couch, along with bullets and a stash of illegal drugs, including cocaine, methamphetamine, steroids, and prescription medications. The individuals arrested are now facing charges for their involvement in these criminal activities. The attack on Dayne Brajkovich serves as a chilling reminder of the dangers lurking within the world of outlaw motorcycle gangs, where loyalty is held in the highest regard and betrayal can lead to deadly consequences. With multiple arrests and key evidence secured, law enforcement is stepping up its efforts to combat criminal activity and safeguard the community.